Cassion Craft.
Students at the University
Courtney
of
Chaslin.
Mississippi. Keith Phillips.
For the University of Mississippi, we are down in the Vietnam community interviewing Mr. Joey and Miss, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Lana Whin.
Miss Lana Whin. All right, you guys, whoever wants to start. No, he's shy. Are you shy?
So where were y'all born at? Were y'all born
In Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Yeah,
How old were you when you guys left?
I was 13. Yeah,
I was 12.
12. How did you guys get? Did you know each other before you got here?
No.
He's from another different region. I'm from another region in Vietnam.
Okay.
What was the first place you came when you got here?
We came on the first plane in the United States.
Yes, sir.
We was in a called like a refugee camp, and then the first plane I was in Baton Rouge. Yeah, I had the sponsor, the church sponsor, my family over there in Baton Rouge. I stayed there about 3 years and moved out, and my family moved down here.
How was life like in Vietnam?
Well, you know the war, in Vietnam, the war is not. They had two sides, One is Democrat, the other kind of communist. So on the Democrat side, it's all right. My family is a fisherman, so we make a little bit money on it.
You were fishermen in Vietnam or fishermen here?
No, in Vietnam, my family was fishermen in Vietnam.
What was how did you deal with the war when you were living there?
Yeah, when I was in Vietnam, still a student. So we heard a bomb, we heard a gun bomb every night, around where I'm living now. So it's terrible, it's horrible too.
You served in the military?
No, I'm 13 years old. I'm not serving in the army at all.
Did you leave with the Americans on the day that they left, or did you leave after?
I lived when the American left, right on 1975 when the American left. And my family have a boat, so we just get out, the boat, and then we move from one city to another city. Then we heard they have a ship, American ship out by the sea, so we just run the boat out there.
How did you guys end up in New Orleans?
Well, let's say when we came, first of all, the American boat, American boat bring us to the Guam. They had a camp. They had a camp over there, to make all that transition, the paperwork. But then we came in. When I came here, they had another camp in Arkansas, called Fort Smith, Arkansas, camping. They stay here and they waiting for American sponsor. And then my family, when they see the American map, so we see Louisiana is kind of like close to the water. So we are afraid, we didn't know nothing about the English. But I learned about, I was learning about 1 year in Vietnam, and learned about book, pencil, just like that, just a little thing. And then when I to Louisiana is closest, have an ocean, because my family was a fisherman. So we can, if I live here, if nobody can help me, we can survive on fishing, on fishing. Yeah, every now and then, yes.
Did any of your family members, like your father or your uncles, did they serve in the military in Vietnam?
No.
How was fishing? How was the fishing here different in Vietnam?
Yeah, it's good. A lot of different, things. Over over there we're working harder than over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So good that you got good fish.
Yeah, right.
What was your favorite dish? Like, what was your favorite meal in Vietnam when you were younger?
Like in Vietnam, we don't have we eat a lot of fish. We don't eat chicken a lot. Once and like my family, we only eat chicken once a week because the meat is very expensive than the fish.
Plan on going back to Vietnam?
No, I never went back. I might went back the next 2 years. Yeah.
Was it hard to transition to American culture when you got here?
Not really, because when I'm 13, so I'm still a young guy, the hard thing is like when you learn from another language, like American English.
How did you take up learning English so well? Like, you speak really well.
Well, I've been here almost 40 years, so.
You've had time.
But how was that transition like for you?
The first took about 5 years. First 5 years is kind of hard, and then from there on.
When you guys came to America, who all was with you? Who all of your family was with you?
I had my mom and dad. They are over 65, and I had my 3 brothers and 1 sister.
And sorry, I think you're talking. Oh yeah. Have you been back to South Vietnam since you left?
No. That's why I say I never been back to Vietnam because both years I had to take care of my parents, and my parents passed away, and we had to take care of their parents.
Did your parents ever go back?
No, they never were.
Do you ever miss it?
Yeah, I've got that.
Do you ever miss Vietnam?
Yeah, I do.
What do you miss the most?
Well, just when I want to know, more about my country because since I'm Vietnam, I don't travel that much because we don't have the money to travel, So I only stay in the one town. So if I can't go back to Vietnam, I want to travel from North Vietnam to South Vietnam.
See it all.
To see it all, to see my country live like.
Do you like living in America today? Do you like living in America?
Yeah, sure. They have Americans have a lot of opportunity for the people whoever come here. If they put their mind on.
May I ask what you do professionally? I said, may I ask what you do professionally?
I was a roaster and blender for before I worked for the Superior. Then I turned to the Sally. Now, Smucker bought it. Smucker, jelly jam. They bought the Folia.
Korea, and he became a taxi driver. And my mom asked many of the women back in Vietnam, women don't work. There's only one person working the family to support the whole family. And the man is the head of the house. So the man is the one working and bring the income home to support.
Did you guys evacuate the same day the Americans evacuated or later?
Yes, my family did, yes. We left prior to April 30 of 75 because my uncle was an American and is an American. He was an ambassador at my city. That's where the ambassador stayed. So my uncle is an American and his ambassador, so we got the privilege of escaping or left the country, I think 2 weeks prior to the fall of Saigon. So yeah, we supposed to leave Vietnam on the helicopter with him. That he set it up for us. But at that time, when the communists came too fast, we got stuck. So we got stuck here. He was awaiting us in Vũng Tàu. I don't know if y'all heard of that. In Vũng Tàu. That's in the south too. So he was awaiting us over there to bring us out. But then we got stuck. So when the communists came, it's all of the shooting and all that, so we could not travel to meet him down there. So we ended up having to jump on one of the fishing boats to the big ship out there that were waiting to board us on. So yeah, my family do not own a boat. So there was boats waiting there. So we have on one of those boats. Me, my mom, and the two younger sister and brother. My dad at that time was trying to find a way to get to my uncle. So he got stuck somewhere. And my the other four older siblings are away somewhere too. So we got separated.
Was it during the time that the communists were invading, you guys got separated?
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about that?
Awful. You know, I mean, my mom cried all the time. Ever since that moment, my mom cries all the time and wonders like, where is my father and the rest of the kids? So when me, my mom, and the two, my younger brother and sister got on one of the fishing boats, went out there. My mom looking for my dad and the others. But we didn't see them on the same ship, the cargo ship. We travel out there. We got the pleasure of the first one on the cargo ship. So the Americans were taking us one by one, carry us onto the ship. So later, that was like in the middle of the day. So later in that evening, my mom didn't see my dad on the same boat, on the same ship. So she was looking for the rest of us. She trying to jump down the ship, trying to get one of those abandoned boats left there to go back to search for my dad and the rest of us. But I was the one that cried and begging her not to leave us. So that's how we ended up on that ship, and that took us to Guam. I think Guam and Victor was the two islands that they took all of most of the Vietnamese or refugees to those two islands first. So when we got there, a couple days later, there was like Red Cross, so we came and registered ourselves and then started looking for the missing people. So they announced that we are looking for my dad and the rest of the children. So we, one of the morning that my mom lined up to get food in the morning. This fellow know my family and said that and he heard the announcement that we are looking for my dad and the rest. So he said, I saw your husband, on the same island, and so, and we asked, and like, where do you see him, stuff like that. So he know that he saw my dad at one of the separate tents. So we went and she went and got him. So yeah, so I mean, it was happy. It was tears of happy, joys of tears of joy. But then she turned around. I mean, I was 12 years old, so the others are younger than me, so I would remember more than the others. So she turned around and she asked him where's the rest of the children. That's when my dad broke out crying. So that means that, yeah, the rest of them was back in Vietnam. So, since that time, my mom trying to live through day by days and crying every day is nights. You know, just hoping that they are safe or, you know, hopefully that they can escape. But when finally when we got we transferred into Philadelphia. That's where the refugee camp that we stayed. So we're still searching for the missing ones that we didn't hear anything about them. So for months after we lived there, that was sponsored by Catholic Charity down here, sponsored us down to New Orleans. That's when we are inquiry about more of searching for the missing person too, missing one. So days after days, months and years, we never heard anything about them. So when it's time that we can communicate with the people back in Vietnam, that when we found out that they're still back in Vietnam and they stayed and stuff like that. So that's when we started to communicate by sending letters, stuff like that, to see how things are doing.
So they are safe and they are alive.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then a couple of years after that, they found their own way to travel, to escape. So my two older brother and sister, they found their way and escaped to Thailand. It was like in '78. And then I had the other two older sister left in Vietnam still. And in 1996, my second older sister also bought her way. She had to bought her way to travel to the U.S., which is at that time I believe that she had to pay to be adopted into the Vietnamese American, those families that have a child that's mixed with American, that they can travel to the U.S. And when she bought herself and her family into that family and escaped. And then but at this time I still have my older sister and her family in Vietnam.
So, do you keep in contact with the others?
Yes.
The three that are here?
Oh yeah, they live here.
Okay, they live here. Okay. And you yourself have never been back to Vietnam?
Never.
Do you wish to go to?
Yeah, my husband said that hopefully that we're saving up in the next 2 years that we'll go back and visit to see what's going on. So it's like I said, when we left Vietnam we was 12, 13, and life back then wasn't so it's not the freedom, but it's the financials that our families was in, so that we do not have the opportunity of travel from city to city. So myself, I don't know much. Wherever I live, that's where I know. So I would like to go back and see what's going on, from all of the television, from people that travel back telling us, and then, they recorded what's going on back in Vietnam. We're going to see with our eyes to see, live in Vietnam. How is it now?
What's the fondest memory you guys have when you were back in Vietnam before the communists invaded?
Mine is like the because we grow up together and friends, and schools are like just like a family for us. So we do have the moments of the teenage that it's not the teenage, it's different from here because I do have teen children here. So teenage there we are like we pure, we are very innocent, we don't know anything at all. All we know is go to school, come home, do our work and help around the house, that's it. Yeah, we don't know anything else in life besides that.
We all try to keep as much culture from Vietnam as possible in your home today.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to to speak Vietnamese to my children more often, which is my mistake that I did not use my language when they was first born or when they was a toddler. So now that they don't know much, and I'm trying to pick up and go back and trying to use the language with them. Unfortunately, they don't understand much. So every time that I use my language, speak to them, I have to do the translating or interpreting right away, so that I know what I'm talking about. But I mean, it's kind of complicated because when I was younger, we don't use it already. So now it's like it's hard to bend, just like a tree. When you bend or you want to educate them, is at the younger age, And now it's hard. English to them is now the first primary language now. So.
Do y'all both work or?
Yes, yeah, we both work.
When you were younger and you came to America, was it difficult for you to, I guess, blend in with the culture?
Yeah, adapting to the new society and language and culture is not really hard because it's nowadays just nowadays. When you're young, you go into another country, you automatically pick it up like that. And I learned English by most of my time. I learned my English by watching TV. Yeah, I watch TVs. Commercial is the best thing that you learn. So that was me.
So what is y'all's favorite thing about the United States, like from moving from Vietnam to here? Like what is the most important thing here?
We don't have much experience in Vietnam, so with the lifestyle, I guess is more opportunity here. So yeah, so it's a freedom country, so you're free to do anything. So unless you get into a box, you did something wrong, criminal, and you get into behind the bar. But other than that, yeah, there's many opportunities here. So this is a great country. Everybody come here and say so. It's a great country. But for those that lived in Vietnam and come to the U.S. to visit, especially the elderly, they do not like it here because you know how life in Vietnam too. That it's like it's safe there. It's like everybody surrounding you is like you know each other, and you don't hear much of the crime. You don't hear much of breaking in. You don't hear nothing. Live in Vietnam, you open the door and windows days and nights at your house. Yeah, you can leave home and leave your house like that. There's no lock on the door. That's what I remember the most. Yeah, so I came here when I was a teenager. It wasn't so bad with the crime back then. I know you're young, you don't know that. But anyway, yeah, so it's like it's getting increased, it's getting worse and worse. That's my point of view. And I know everybody agrees to that. It gets worse and worse, especially the crime. It's terrible. Yeah, when I had my children, I wasn't allowed them to go out on the street to play. So because I was protected, so I want to protect my children and understand you. Now you go out on the street, You might get shot at any time. So that's how I protect my children. I don't allow them to out on the street. I don't allow them to go out there late. So the doors are always locked. Now and then you see iron door in front of your wood door. So it's scary. It is scary nowadays to live in the United States. It's just that the opportunity is there, that your life is hanging on the street, for real.
What do you think is the most important from your culture to instill in your children?
The food. Yeah. They cannot say no to rice. I make pho, noodle almost every weekend. So yeah, that's what I enjoy is the food. They do eat the American food too, but yeah, they stick to rice. I guess in the blood.
Yeah. Do you guys enjoy the American food or you prefer Vietnamese food?
My husband do like some of the American food. Me myself, I'm very picky. Yeah, I do not like bread at all. Pasta, I do make them. I make them good too. I know that. Yes, but I do not like them. So I do make them, and my children enjoy them, and other people enjoy them. I offer, I make when I work at Whin. When there's every event there, Cindy will put me to cook. So. I'll let you know about my dream. I'll let you know about my dream.
What's your dream?
I want the public, if you could, okay, go back and think about it. If any of y'all can help me public children's book on my journal to the U.S. Whatever I told you earlier, but I think I'm missing some part of it. How I experienced my first step when leaving my land. Just that part, leaving my land with my family, how I experienced it, how difficult and painful times that I went through of the fall of Saigon to my destination to in Norm. I want to make a children's book, at least to like kindergarten book, no more than 20 pages. So I did attempt that. My son was a great artist. He can draw, but he's lazy. I was waiting on him so long. So, and I did put my works online to help to trying to get public to public that. I mean, people that don't charge me because I will do this not for my own benefit. I will, if I could, and I will public that and donate it to the kids. If there's any donation to those books, I will donate it to a charity or somewhere. But I want to make these books for the children to know, at least to know, and to share others people experience and to know that how did at least this one child and family escape and got to the U.S.
Wonderful. Do you think your children and their generation, do you think they understand exactly what you guys went through?
I told my children my story. It is hard for anybody else to see it. I can tell yours. I can tell you guys my story. And you just like them, my children. Wow, that's how that's how you experience, that's how you escape, stuff like that. But you gotta be there. You gotta feel it, to understand anything there is. Just like Katrina hurricane. If you're not there, you wasn't experiencing, you're not facing it, then you will not understand or you will not feel exactly how it is.
What did your family do when they first came here? His family was like fishermen. What did your family do?
My parents working the company, regular employee.
And I know know you said the women didn't work. Did your mother work when you guys came over here?
No, my.
And your mother? Did she
My
work?
mom did.
She did.
Yeah.
Did she work at one of the companies as well?
Oyster suck. She ran a suck oyster. Yeah. And my dad was working for one of the companies, packing companies. Oh yeah. You live in the U.S.? I don't know. I don't know. If there's a family with two people, with all of these expenses that you have to deal with every day, like, and you don't work, both of the parents don't work, it's tougher.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah, I know. Unless you are have really low income and a lot of children, then you will live on the government benefit.
Well, we appreciate y'all's time and
How am I English?
It was wonderful. I actually have one more question, if that's okay. If you guys could give something to, let's just say, a 13-year-old boy that came from Iraq today, what type of advice would you give him as far as melting into our culture and dealing with, leaving his home and coming here?
To keep their own culture, learn what is good and adapt into the new society, but learn what is good. Try to stay from the bad thing. It's hard, it's hard. It's hard to try to stay away from it. But yeah, and that's the advice that I guess I can give it to them. The best thing is keep their culture. Because I don't know. There's good and bad in everywhere or every person. But that's it.
Thank you guys so much.
How many minutes I gave you guys? Is it still on?
Yes, ma'am. You gave me
A whole hour?
Let's see.
My throat is dry.
I got 33 minutes. Thank you so much. Come on. I think it's how you say thank you. That's
Come
it,
on,
right?
yeah, come on.
And chok mong nam moi. Yeah, you guys. I wanted to practice this for you.
Now, my question is, what do you use all of the information for? What is the purpose of this?
What they're gonna do is they're actually trying to publish a book with all of y'all's stories because it's never been done yet. And they just let other people know what actually happened. Like say with your story. So kind of like what your dream was.
Yeah,
That's good.
but maybe not on a children's level.
Yeah, on a higher level.
Yeah.
And I think in one of my classes I have to present this to the class. I think I have to do
Yeah,
both
we have to present it.
to the class.
So y'all gonna combine the information, like make a summary out of it, or
Yes.
So, I tell them it was like to meet you guys. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
so this is like one class that y'all here. That's just one class.